Back to Bed is a surrealist puzzle game that was already given several honors before it even began its Kickstarter. Developed by a group of students from the Danish National Academy of Digital Interactive Entertainment in only 6 weeks, it got a lot of attention when it showed up at IGF 2013 in the Students Showcase. After a successful Kickstarter campaign in early 2013, the game is finally finished and is available on Steam, iOS, and Android. Back to Bed is very simple to grasp. Bob is dropped into a world inspired by Salvatore Dali and MC Escher and sleepwalks towards obstacles, cliffsides, and monsters. You take up the role of a strange jackal creature who is a subconscious manifestation of Bob, aptly named Sub-Bob. It is up to you to guide him through the dream world and back into the safety of his bed. There really isn't much of any sort of story beyond that Bob is a narcoleptic and that you need to help him. The game's mechanics controls are very simple, although on PC they're optimized for controllers and using a mouse and keyboard leaves a lot to be desired. Bob walks straight forward slowly until he falls to his death and then quickly respawns, or until he hits an object which makes him turn to his right. Your two tools are the apple, which is an obstacle you can place in Bob's path to make him turn when you need him to, and the fish, a plank, that allows Bob and yourself to cross gaps and reach other sections of the map. The challenge comes from figuring out how to get Bob from point A to point B, avoiding pits and monsters. Every level is short and straightforward, with a full playthrough of the 30 levels clocking in at about an hour. Replayability is bolstered by the inclusion of nightmare versions of the same levels, which essentially add one or several keys to the map that Bob must first pick up to unlock the end of the stage. It's not a whole lot tougher, but it does force you to think of alternative solutions to the stages you have already beaten, as you cannot even play the nightmare stages without first completing the game on normal difficulty. What I really dig about the game is its simplicity. Its straightforward puzzle design allows you to zoom out and work out in your head the moves you need to accomplish to complete the puzzle before you. That said, the stages in the first world are very, very easy. Pretty much every level in the first world, which is the first half of the game, can be solved very easily with just one or two tweaks to the map and a little bit of lateral thinking. And the second half of the game adds one or two more obstacles in Bob's way that you need to deal with, but it's still not very difficult. That's not to say that lack of difficulty means lack of satisfaction. The game is actually quite fun to play, and completing the levels does give you a great sense of accomplishment. I'd even say most of the difficulty from the game is actually just trying to suss out how the levels work, just trying to read them through the crazy surrealist art style. And that's a pretty fun world to play in, although Bob never actually walks on walls or uses the crazy sideways staircases MC Escher style. It's usually just the player who has to navigate those sorts of things. The art is a huge boon to the title, but it's not really utilized in the puzzle design as much as I'd like it to be. And the whole time playing I was hoping that's where it was headed, but it never actually got there. One of my favorite features is that whenever Bob walks off the edge of the world and dies, he's just respawned immediately. It doesn't respawn your character, it doesn't interrupt what you're trying to do in the world, which is very, very nice. The problem is, that's not consistent. Sometimes, when Bob dies in various other ways, like getting eaten by a monster or getting into some other kind of fail state, it resets the level completely, which is inconsistent and unexpected, and the first few times it happens, it's kind of frustrating, but it doesn't happen often enough to ruin the experience. To sum it up, Back to Bed is a short and good-looking puzzle game that is not very difficult, but has a very pleasing visual style and is satisfying to solve. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to show your support, and if you'd like to see more gaming content, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and you can even check out my personal channel where I post my own gaming videos every day of the week. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.